Hello and welcome along to another episode from this FIFA 19 lower league career with Crewe Alexandra. It's season 3 episode 7 and we're hoping in a few months time the lower league bit can be dropped from that title. We're back today taking our attention away from the league campaign as we play in the Emirates FA Cup in a replay of all things at home to Everton. We've come straight to the calendar first so I can show you the results since you were last here. If you remember, we played West Brom on Christmas Eve of all days, drawing 0-0 in a really dull encounter. We followed that up 3 days later with a 2-1 win away to Birmingham, before winning by the same margin against Preston, although this time it was 1-0 with a clean sheet. Moving into January with the transfer window, we played Everton in the cup game away from home. It was 1-1 this one, and I have to say we were extremely fortunate. For 70 minutes we got absolutely outplayed, barely had a kick. And remarkably, Yannick Pohl scored a brilliant goal, and for the last 15 minutes we had them rattled. So we just about snuck the replay for today, and as our first team struggled so much in that first game, we're going for the backup team today. The following league game in between, we won 1-0 again against Wigan. It seems like we're really solid defensively. The narrow diamond just sets itself up perfectly for that, as all the play from the opposition comes down the middle. There's not much width from realistic wide play in FIFA 19, so unfortunately the AI doesn't really pose a threat that way, meaning that we're stuck with this narrow formation that seems to be working really well. So we've got a big month coming up, a midweek game every week, and our squad's going to be tested to the full. So we've got to get the backup players in today and hope they can do themselves proud. So let's go and have a look at the current squad, just so you can see where they stand at the moment. We've got one huge contract issue at the moment, which is Yannick Pohl. He will not agree new terms. We've offered him an upgrade from 3 grand to 10 and 12 a week, and he just won't take it. We've not got any money to do more at the moment, so he may have to sell just to keep our best couple of players. One player that has left the club is George Ray. He was our centre-half in the first season when we got promotion and has been a backup ever since. He finally had enough of not playing and has moved on to pastures new. But enough talk about transfers. We've got the best cup competition in the world to talk about. We're in the FA Cup third round and we've got a brilliant replay on our hands. We'll be back in a second with news of the lineup. Okay, time for the lineup. We've made 10 changes from the last game. We have got one slight issue now. We've sold our 4th centre-half. We've had to play Pelly Ruddock there. He's not marked as natural there in the game, or even a player that can play there. But we know from our knowledge as a Luton fan that he used to be a youth academy product at West Ham in that position. He's got pace and stamina to burn as well, so he should do well in that position alongside the young Mason. And as a result of those changes, Ryan Yates, the man with 99 stamina, perfect for this occasion, keeps his place in the 11. We've got the youngster Evans, who's come back from his loan at Accrington, on the bench, as well as Griffiths and Thomas and Evans, the other youngsters. And then first choice McKenna in case the centre-half experiment goes wrong, and Justin and Pohl if we need game changers. So I'm feeling confident today, but the lineup in full is Klomp in goal, Potts and Asuna the fullbacks with Mason and Pelly Ruddock in the middle. Saunders is at the base of the diamond with Ainley and Yates on the side, and then Jones is in that number 10 role behind Panico and Whiten. So we're going to go and crack on into the game, and we'll be back in a moment with the first half. Okay, it's kick-off time under the lights here against Everton. It's a really big game for the club, most importantly because it would give us extra transfer budget if we get through, which means we'd be able to renew the contract to Pohl, which is so important if we want to be a Premier League side. And also, as we've mentioned, it's the best cup competition in the world and we'd quite like to get through. We like pulling off an FA Cup shot, something we haven't done enough in this series. But we've immediately started the game by giving the ball away, and now it's going down the right with Theo Walcott. He's got the ball and we're just trying to defend him with Potts, standing off him, but now he's been done for pace. Can he keep up? He can, and it's forced into Mason, who clears it away. Now Saunders gets it out to Callum Ainley. We're going forward to halfway to Panico. Whiten's taken it from him. Now Panico again, we've got a man running behind. It's George Mason, the centre-half. What's he doing? But it's just over here and straight through to the keeper. They've got a few unusual names in there this time. A few players that we don't recognise and a few that we do, but not from Everton in real life. So it's going to be a bit of a tough test. They still have the likes of Richarlison and Sigurdsson in the last game, so you could argue they're actually a bit weaker today, although Richarlison's just popped up on the left there. Here is Yates, the only member of our first 11 on a normal day. Asuna gets it to Saunders. We've got Potts over on the left if we can switch it. Needs a good first touch, which it is, but look how quickly they're closing down. They seem to be a really high pressing side in the first game, which makes it a little bit more difficult for us. We're going to talk a little bit during this game as well about what we plan for the January window, as well as this series a bit longer term. It is a series that's a little bit harder to get off the ground, obviously because we mainly play Football Manager, but I don't want this channel to be too restricted, which is why we're still going to play other games. It's largely going to be FM, but there are games I like to play, both football and other sporting occasions, that can help make things better. I'm a big cricket fan as well, so you may see a bit of that coming up too. But for the January window for Crewe, it's all about getting the players tied down to new deals. We wouldn't care if we didn't make a new signing, as long as we got the likes of Poll. We've still got Pelly Ruddock to get on a new deal as well. Ainley we're not as worried about, but it would be nice to have a youth prospect into the first team, especially when we reach the Premier League. I say when as if we're extremely confident already. We'll show you the league table afterwards. We've pulled off a little bit of a gap, but we're still not too clear to be that arrogant. Let's get the ball out to Saunders on the right. Clips it into the middle and headed in by Jones. There we go, out of nowhere. The first game we barely had a touch for the first hour, and this one we're 1-0 up after a quarter with a wonderful header after a good spell of possession. Certainly Everton have got a weaker side out this time, and we're all for that as we've been the main beneficiaries. A wonderful header from Jones, and we lead 1-0 with a quarter of the game gone. Everton with the kick-off then, I'm sure they'll come fighting back. They've still got some brilliant players out there. It's just whether they've got that much of a gap between us and them as they had in the first game. Martinez has the ball for them. They're trying to go forward again, but it's just given away. This is really poor from Everton compared to last time. Although Pelly Ruddock might have just made a mistake there. It's in 1-1, and there we go. The centre-half experiment might end today. I think we might need to dip into the January window. Ignore what I just said there. We certainly need a defender. Whether we've got one in the youth academy or not that's good enough, I don't think we have. Most of the players that have come through have been wingers and attackers. We're going to have a quick look after the game, so you can tell me if you think any of them will be stars. But I think as it is, we need to dip our toes into the market. Pelly Ruddock gives the ball away and costs us the goal playing centre-half. Jones has given it away 30 yards out. They're coming away with it, Everton down the right. Davis has got the ball to Walcott. Jones, the goal scorer, closes it down now and forces it to Potts. He finds Saunders in the middle, but that's an awful touch. And then he tries to dive in, but just pulled out in time. Ainley's closing the man down in the middle, out towards the right-hand side. Davis gets it out to Gaspar, the right back for Everton. He's got time to bring it forward to Walcott. Tries to get it in behind. Pelly Ruddock does much better that time, and maybe it just was a one-off mistake. Yates goes wide, but he's overhit it again, but his 99 stamina wins it back instantly. We're waiting for Panico to make that run, but he's just gone out of play, and it'll be a throw into Everton. 10 minutes to the break though, and we're quite happy with where we are. It's a throw-in on the left-hand side for them. They get it back to Zobnin, and now Michael Keane. Another one of the ones there in real life, of course. Richarlison gets it into Martinez. Now Munir. Back to Zobnin. Plenty of good players, young players around the world who are expected to be good pros are all here in this save. They've got it on the edge again. Brilliant save by Klomp. Again, Pelly Ruddock just caught out, although Mason was equally culpable there. Everton with a corner kick, and hopefully they won't get a lead before the break. They're certainly coming into it this time, but Mason's strong there again to win the header. Everton have it on the edge with Zobnin to the right back, and he's put it wide. It's a terrible effort in the end, and Klomp will deal with that easily. We'll just take the short one, try and see out the half to Potts, the left back who takes the first touch. He goes inside to Mason. Now Saunders. Good to get some of the youngsters first team football. Back out to Potts, making that overlapping run again. Panico brings it in the middle. He finds Callum Ainley. Waits for that run again into Potts. Panico could make the run inside if he's clever, but he doesn't, and he's forced to go backwards. Panico finds Ainley for a third time. Tries to play it across the edge of the box to Whiten. He's got Asuna, the right back, running off him. Touch and shot. Deflects off the defender, and it's behind for a corner kick. Could we nick a late goal in the first half to take us in ahead? We're going to go for the front post, our usual routine. Goes further this time. Pelly Ruddock loses out. Falls for Mason. Goes for it from 25 yards. And it's a good save by the keeper. Behind for yet another corner. Let's try and whip it in again. It's Saunders going up in the air, but it's straight at the keeper, and he'll hold that comfortably. I'm sure as soon as he clears it, the whistle will go, as we've had 4.5 minutes of stoppage time, and that is the half-time whistle. A really solid first half. We've had the better of it, but unfortunately we gave away a sloppy goal, which means it's 1-1 at the break. We'll be back in a moment with highlights from the second half, where hopefully we can wrap up an FA Cup shock under the lights. Second half time, Everton with the kick-off. Hopefully we'll be able to contain them again and make our own chances going forward. It seems like most of our threats from set pieces or in the air, so it might be that we have to bring on one of the bigger men towards the end, even if it's a centre-half like McKenna, who can make a difference with a header. We've also got the chance then to push Ruddock into midfield, taking off one of the smaller lads instead. But they've gone into the box there, but luckily the shot straight at Klomp, who wouldn't get beaten at his near post with that. He's rolled it out to Mason, now Jones, and to Ainley, inside to Saunders. Panico's there, playing some lovely football in the middle with Whiten. Waits for that run from Panico, and he makes it. We've got to cut outside, but he just had too much to do, and two men converge, one from either side. Junker, the left back to Raul Albiol, another big name they've got there at Everton. They go down the line to Richarlison, who was definitely the danger man in the first game, but he gives it away to Asuna there, and we've got a man either side, goes right to Whiten, who's on the edge of the box, two touches inside, tries to cut it low across the box, but it's cleared away. We've won the second header to Saunders though, and now Panico's got a chance to turn. What a goal that is! That is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever scored a goal that good technically. I know we can score the odd screamer, but that is a wonderful touch over the defender's head, and I tell you what, I didn't know I had that in me. What a ball that is. Look at that ball over Michael Keane's head. I know he's not been in the best form in real life, but I'm sure he's still rated well on this. A brilliant turn and then a volley into the top corner. I couldn't be happier with that, and it's a goal fitting of winning any cup tie. Everton take the kick-off again. They go back to Tom Davis and now Keane. They're building again from the back. I think it was Albiol on the right-hand side there from the kick-off, not Michael Keane. Bernard's come on now. Jones wins it back but gives it back immediately. Gets it for a second time though due to Ainley's hard work. Mason switches it out to the right for Asuna. We will probably bring on our natural centre-half soon just to try and see it out. Yates gets the ball out to Jones. He's got the ball over to Ainley. Potts is overlapping. Has a chance to turn inside. Got two men running off him. One of them's Jones on the left, and he just goes back to Ainley. We try to build again, but that's a terrible pass. Potts wins it back well, and Ainley this time finds a man in Asuna. It's slightly behind him though, so we've got to build again. Saunders gets the ball into Ainley. All about possession now. We don't want to give away a chance. If we've got the ball, they can't score. Saunders has the ball in the middle to Yates. Overlapping is Asuna, the youngster. Tries to beat the fullback. Clip it into the back post. It's up towards the man. Whiten doesn't challenge. And unfortunately, it's easy for Everton to clear. Yates wins it back quickly though. Panico with a touch. Had a bit of confidence in him. But the shot's atrocious. And he's behind for what I think is a goal kick. It is, so we'll make our changes. And we'll be back in a moment with news of them. Okay, we've organised our three subs. Young Griffiths comes on the right of the diamond. He's got pace to burn, which over 20 minutes could be great on the counter. We've put McKenna centre-half like we said, and Panzu goes into the attacking midfield role there, and Yannick Pole's come on to get in behind. Panico was absolutely knackered. So a few lads going off. Ainley was one of the others as well, and we're just going to try and get into this game and make things work well. There's confirmations of the sub, Ainley being the other sub with James Jones, who obviously scored the first goal for us in this one. Whiten's trying to close down the goal kick, dropping into that deeper role now. Asuna loses out in the air, but Griffiths wins the ball back. Look at that pace and power. What a wonderful player he is. Yates gets the ball in. We've got an overlap here with Pelly Ruddock. Wonderful first touch, but just too much on it, and Michael King can get it away. I thought we were in for a minute there, but a lovely first touch. Third season, Marco Silva's still in charge. Be interesting to see if that happens in real life. Saunders gets the ball inside to Yates. We're on top in this one. Based on the first game, I really couldn't have predicted this happening. They were all over us in that one, and we were lucky to get a late draw. Griffiths has got an overlap, just takes a touch too long, and although he's got the pace and power to burn, technically he's not quite prepared yet. He's still a developing youngster, and hopefully he'll get better soon. We've got the ball in the middle. We've lost out, and now Bernard's coming down the right. McKenna's closing down. Doesn't quite get there. What a goal that is. Is that Gylfi Sigurdsson off the bench? It looked like it with that strike, and it's a wonderful goal to put Everton back on level terms. I don't know that extra time will do well for us, so hopefully we can nick a winner, but I think it's going to be a tough task from here. Pole has the kick-off. He gets it back to the central midfielder. Yates gets it out to Potts in the middle. Potts back into Yates again. We've got to try and build for a third time against the Premier League side. Whiten finds Pole, and Griffiths is making that run, you know. He's got another man off him in Whiten. Now Pelly Ruddock. Can we find a pass? Goes for the back post to Yannick Pole. Loses out in the air. Goes up a second time, and is cleared away. It's an end-to-end game. You've seen most of my games. We're composed. We win it 1 or 2-0 or draw 0-0, 1-1. These sort of games, 2-2 end-to-end action, no one really defending well. It's an absolutely beautiful sight to see, even though I'd much rather have the game wrapped up. It's Zobnin in the middle. Griffiths tried to close down, but beaten to it by Tom Davis. Tom Davis back to Richarlison and now Zobnin. Another turn for Bernard, and they've just got all their number 10s on the pitch, and he's causing absolute chaos for us. Tom Davis unopposed out to Munir. He's gone in the right-hand side of the box. Back to Davis again, into Sigurdsson, but Pelly Ruddock's back and heads it away for the second time. Saunders finds Yannick Pohl on the counter. He goes inside to Whiten. One touch, tries to go in behind. Yannick Pohl's in one-on-one. We're not going to get a better chance in the second minute of stoppage time. He's saved by the keeper. What a wonderful save. Smothered the action. And we won't get a better chance to win that, even in stoppage time, extra time or penalties. It was the best chance we'll ever get, and our main target man missed the goal. We're going into extra time, I think, and we've just got to try and hold on. We're into extra time. Penalties very much our best chance now. We just need to make sure that we can keep it tight. Maybe get Yannick Pohl in behind as a one-off. Whiten's holding the ball up here. Pohl's run off him, but it's just deflected away. Brilliant work from the Everton defence. What a cup tie this has been, though. I've absolutely loved this one. Wanfran on the right-hand side. He gets it down the line to Munir. All the way back to Raul Albiol at the back. Whiten closes down, but not quick enough. Griffiths closing. We've got to keep our shape in the middle there. Don't want to lose out and make holes like this for Bernard. A good foul there by Saunders, and we'll take a rare yellow card for that one. We don't often get bookings on this game. We normally keep a really compact shape, but on that occasion, we'll be happy with whatever comes. We've got a long ball going into the box from Everton. Knocked away, but we're beaten in the air by Michael Keane, who heads it wide for a goal kick. We've got a fourth sub we can make because it's the FA Cup. I completely forgot about that. Saunders is on a booking and absolutely crackered, so let's get him off as well. Thomas will come on, and we're going to put Yates in a holding role. The reason being, he's a really hard-working player with brilliant stamina, and hopefully will stay fit throughout. The two younger subs are on the pitch. They're playing either side of the diamond, and hopefully their energy will show as well. We've got a goal kick with Klomp. He gets the ball out to the right for Asuna. He goes inside to Mason. We've got time to build from the back. We're certainly in no rush to get forward here. We also don't want to lose the ball just to make sure we can't concede a goal. And Pandu gets it into Whiten. We've got an overlapping run in Dan Potts, who's done really well to get there. There's two in the box if we can find them. It's a good ball. Pelly Ruddock gets there and puts it just wide. Oh, what a tie. So many brilliant chances. And Ruddock's just missed the far post. A brilliant angled header. It had the keeper beaten, but also just grounded past the post. Unfortunate stuff, and Everton bring it away short. Whiten done there as he tries to close down, and it's out to the left back Juncker. He finds Davis. Going inside again to Juncker. Out to Sigurdsson, who's cut out to this left-hand side now. I'm quite happy with that. He was causing chaos 25 yards out in the middle, so we're happy for him to switch to a wide position. He's playing 1-2s with Bernard here, which isn't so good, but McKenna defends well, and Griffiths finds Thomas. Griffiths again. Overlapping is Asuna. He's going to try and find Pelly Ruddock. Does at the second attempt. Inside we've got two men. Thomas doesn't quite make it though. A really poor place to give away the ball. Ruddock's played well, but he's given the ball away twice in dangerous areas. One of them leading to a goal. It's half time in extra time. We're still doing well and having the better chances, but we're going to live to regret them, I can tell. We'll be back in a moment with highlights from the second half of extra time. Right, it's the last 15 minutes, a final chance for us to avoid penalties or an exit from the FA Cup, which is probably inevitable with penalties as well. They've got the ball in the middle, and Everton's superior fitness will probably show here. We've won the ball back with Mason. Griffiths gets it into Yates. Pohl inside to Whiten. We're waiting for Pohl to make that run, and we're just going to try and use the pace. There's a man in the middle in Ruddock. One touch into the corner. We've nicked it. It looks like we're going to go through. What a wonderful move that is. Everton was so open at the back, but Yannick Pohl in behind is the danger again, and Pelly Ruddock makes amends for his mistake with a tap in, a brilliantly composed finish. So much pressure there, just slides it under the keeper to hopefully send us through. The crowd will be bouncing, the atmosphere will be great, and we've just got to hold on for 11 more minutes. We're going to close down a bit more sparingly now. We'll wait until they come over halfway, and then we'll really press on them. So here we go now. They've got the ball into the half. Now we press. Thomas has lost out, as has Asuna. They've cut inside again, but Yates does brilliantly and goes all the way back to Klomp, who goes as long as he can over the top. Whiten up in the air, loses out, and now Potts is trying to close. They've got the ball in these attacking areas. We can't afford to give away a third. They've got a header in the box. Brilliant block, and the second one ricochets and falls luckily for Klomp. He gets it out to the right back Asuna. Down the line for Griffiths. Inside to Yates. We've got a man over at left back, but it's a terrible pass. Gets away with it as it deflects to Thomas. Potts inside. Now Griffiths back again. He goes to Thomas. We're just keeping it at the back. McKenna's experience finds Mason. He goes inside to Griffiths. We've got two men in the middle. This isn't going to be the most entertaining end to watch, but we're going to make sure we don't lose the ball. We want to keep possession and we want to keep ahead. We've got a man running off the left. It's Potts again. I'm waiting for the overlap to get to the corner flag. There it comes from Pelly Ruddock, and we're going straight to the boring zone here. I apologise to those of you who disagree with this, but we have to do it here. We've won the throw-in, now surely be it. The whistle does go. We've pulled off a shocker home to Everton. A brilliant game of football. Probably the best game we've had in this FIFA series on camera. A wonderful end-to-end match. So many chances for either side, but we've just about prevailed with a 3-2 win. Pelly Ruddock made amends for his early mistake with the winner, and Yannick Pohl made such a difference off the bench. The stats show you how even it was. What a wonderful game of football to be a part of. Depending on who we get, we might be back for the fourth round of the FA Cup, where hopefully we'll be able to do some more giant killing. But an absolutely wonderful episode, and I'm absolutely thrilled with the performance and result. If you did enjoy this episode, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed that one. It's certainly one of my favourites of the series, so hopefully it is yours as well. We've got half a transfer window to go. Let me know where you think we need to strengthen. We've only got about 400,000 or 500,000, so is it just getting another backup centre half? I'll quickly finish on the youth screen so you can see what our academy looks like at the moment, and then you can judge and let me know in the comments if you think I should be playing someone. As you can see, they're all midfield and attacking players, so no one defensively that can help us out for now. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from my two long-term stories. We've got a lower league career or one club challenge where we try and take Torquay United for Vanarama National League South all the way to Premier League and European glory. And then our Journeyman series, The Head Coach, where we're moving from club to club, trying to reach elite status in the game. There's also weekly content from this series, which will be back next Friday at the same time. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always, and your continued support with the series. And we'll see you next time for what will hopefully be one of the final episodes where we have to refer to this as a lower league career.